In this video, I'm going to install LED strip lighting underneath my island sink pedestal. This is a common feature these days in many RVs. In fact, a 2017 model of my RV has this as standard equipment. So in order to keep my RV current, I'm going to go ahead and install this on mine. And to install the undersink LED strip, I have 16 foot of white LED, and I've got my choice of two different controllers. I built this controller, and I actually have another video on how I built it. And this one here is also available. I wanted something that was wired because I already have enough wireless junk around. So between these two controllers, and by the way, these are DC controllers, I found the place to mount the controller, and that is actually right in front of the sink here. And this one will fit perfectly right in there. This one is not going to fit. It's too wide, so I'm not going to use that. And the reason I'm using this, because it's recessed, plus if I really mess up and decide we have to replace it, I can pop this out and hopefully get another one from the RV manufacturer if I ever need to. Well, one of the first tasks I have in wiring up the LED strip under the sink is to find a sufficient place to power it from DC. Now here's the sink pedestal, and at the bottom I do have a safety alert propane gas detector. So I'm hoping that this circuit is not exclusive to the gas detector, and hopefully I can tap into that circuit. So what we're going to do is go to the inside of the pedestal and look behind it. Now this is the back side of the sink after I removed a baffle that was in front. And here is DC wiring that goes to the gas detector. And this looks to be sufficient. I can't really read the stamping here on what it is, but by process of elimination I went back to the fuse panel and started pulling fuses. And it is on a 15 amp fuse circuit that the stereo is connected to. So this should have sufficient power. And the thing I didn't want to do is if this was only connected to this detector with a smaller gauge wire, powering the LEDs could actually lower the voltage on here to the point where it wouldn't work. So we're going to cut a hole here. I actually may do it over here because this side is across from the stove, so I can see, you might, when you're bringing food back and forth, you could drip it on here, where this side is across from the refrigerator and you're probably less apt to spill anything on there. So we'll cut a hole here and then run a wire from here down into here and connect it to this wiring. And also we have to, I don't have a lot of room here for the LED strip, but I think first what I'll try to do is put the LED strip in, because in reality that's what's going to drive the rest of the project. And if I can't get the strip in here, there's no sense going any further. So we're going to begin our wiring right here. Look at this. I just noticed this. Boy, I love the way the quality is job one with these RV companies. And this is supposed to be one of the better companies. So anyway, we're going to start about here. And I think I can wrap on this inside lip, because the tape on these things don't always stick all that well. This is a less porous surface here than the plywood, so hopefully it'll stick here better. So then basically I just wrapped it around here. Then I used a little bit of duct tape to help hold it temporarily. There's a couple places around here where I couldn't get the strip down flush on here because there's a little thing in the way. So I'm just going to go around and run a bead of silicone in several spots. And I have a little small Radio Shack power supply that I'm going to use. Turn it on. And then there we go.
Oh, that is cool.
So let's turn the overhead lights off, see if we can see anything better. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to work out okay. And I dabbed some silicone in here, and it's not going to hurt the lighting any. It's clear silicone, and the light still shines through it. So I'm going to go around here in several places and just put some dab of silicone here to help kind of hold everything. And now I've laid out the cutout for the hole, and you want to double check this, so measure twice. And I'm using this blue tape because, you know, it doesn't really stick to anything. In fact, it's not even sticking at all here, so I got to cut this out pretty soon. And these multi-tools do such a nice job in making straight and precision cuts. I recommend you buy one of these if you don't already have one. We've got the hole in here, and I should have said, although it's obvious, that you should have looked behind here to make sure that there's no obstructions, because that would have been terrible if you would have cut into here and had something in the way. Basically, it just fits in like this after we wire it, and it's going to look nice. And now I'm going to drill a hole through the top of the cabinet here. And again, just look behind, make sure you're not drilling anything important. And I'm using these real long bits, and this is called an aircraft bit. And the nice thing is it allows you to get in here without having to go up like that. You can go in straight. So and then for good measure, I'm going to seal this hole and as well the wire with a silicone. And now I need to make a path for the wiring from here on the back side all the way over to the other side and down. And I'm going to do that up above here. And I'm going to use these little cable clamps to do that. So I'm just going to fasten these on the back side along here. So now after we run the wire from here up across here and out through here, we wired the box up. Now when you put this box in the hole, make sure you leave a little bit of slack in here. So if you ever have to take this out to work on it, you'll have enough wire to get it out. And put some screws in here and that'll be that. So now we have this screw down. We got our wiring run again here, and here is the two wires that we want to splice into here. And I don't always like using these type of splices, but for inside dry area, it'll work okay. Now we're going to turn it on. And there we got lights. Now we're going to turn the dimmer. And we can dim the lights as well. And here we go, we have lights underneath the sink pedestal. Now we're going to turn the dimmer. And now we're bringing the dimmer up. We have full control of the lights.